Hey everybody, day 25, halfway there. We made it on our countdown to the Magic Kingdom's 50th anniversary. So what does that mean? For me, 24 more episodes to cook, one episode live from Epcot on October 1st to celebrate the 50th anniversary. I'm so excited. So, where does it start? 25 episodes in? Well, you gotta start at school. Epcot, Norway, Arendelle, school bread. I've never had it, but I've seen the recipe. I know the process that it takes. So I figured, why not make today about school bread? Now, I will say, tomorrow we will announce the winner. So up until today's video, all the comments have been calculated and timed out, and I see who's talked on Facebook and Instagram and sent in pictures and everything, and I thank you. But tomorrow, I take all the numbers we have, plus whatever I get today on Sunday, and tomorrow I announce the winner. $25 Disney gift card going to the winner, the most comments over the first 25 videos. Maybe we'll do something when we get to Disney for the next 25. So tune in tomorrow. Make sure you put in comments today on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube itself, and I appreciate it. Let's get into the recipe. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to start with 2 cups of water. And the water's at about 110 degrees. You want water to be warm so that you can bloom the yeast. Yeast will go in next, and the thing with the yeast is to make sure, I got a little bit of water in there, you want to give it a stir as fast as possible, just so that you can actually get it all incorporated with the yeast. Once you see the yeast that the water has turned cloudy like it has, there's going to be some clumps in there, and that's okay. Why isn't it activated yet, right? Well, to activate yeast and to get it all dissolved, you want sugar. Okay, and once you add your sugar in there, now give it a quick stir. The good thing about this recipe is that you can add everything all right after each other. So what I like to do is just give it a little bit of time and let the yeast actually bloom. Okay, as you can see, bubbles are starting to form on the top of the water, which is great. That means that our bloom is actually activated and it's starting to bloom within inside of the water and the sugar. Now, the traditional school bread recipe calls for cardamom. To me, that's a little too powerful for me. I'm actually adding cinnamon. So I'm going to add the cinnamon right in. And it's up to you folks. You could give it a mix just to get into that water. I mean, it's going to get all incorporated once you start to add on the flour and everything. And now 3 tablespoons of butter melted. So I'd like to just add, so again, I've added 90% of my ingredients, are all the liquid is in here. And I'm going to show you as I go slowly. You can add, now you could add all your flour at one time. I have 5 cups of flour. I'm going to actually do it a little at a time as everything starts to mix. Okay, so now my dough is formed. I'm not going to turn it into a huge ball. I'm just going to scrape it from the actual bowl here, and we're going to dump it into a greased bowl. And we're going to push it down as much as we can, slightly. Get everything that's in there in. And we're going to cover this with a towel and let this rest for an hour. It should double in size. Alright, so I have flour on my work surface. It's been an hour. Dough has rose very nice. It should still be a little pliable, which it is. Just going to pull this out. Right onto there. And actually just going to fold this a couple of times onto itself. And then I'm just going to add a little more flour as we stretch this out. Alright, I'm going to cut the dough pretty much in half and work half at a time. This should yield anywhere from 8 to 10. But every dough is different. You can never make dough exactly the same time. You can use the same recipe, but you can never make dough exactly the same time. So for these donuts, I'm probably, or excuse me, yoo-hoo. You should have, I'd say, you should get 4 out of this. And you just want them to be even. So, 1, 2, that's about even. Now at this point, you want to fold them onto themselves. Give it a nice little twist and make them into a little ball. Because believe it or not, they gotta rest again. This is the longest day of school ever. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn all these into the same size, and then we'll come back. Alright, so it made 8 and a little guy. So I got the 9th guy right there. Just 1 egg with a little bit of water. So you're just going to hit these with an egg wash, and you really want to make sure that the egg wash is covering every part. I might even give these I might go around on these twice because they're going to rise, and you want to make sure that you have full coverage. So I'm going to do this, and then we'll put these into the oven. Okay, so in a non-stick pan, medium heat, you take unsweetened coconut flakes and a thin layer all around the bottom of the pan. Should be enough. And you're just going to give these a mix. And you have to keep your eye on these because it goes extremely fast. But remember, dry and unsweetened. And you'll see, look, you can see moisture already onto the pan. That's whatever moisture was left inside the coconut that's going to come out. And you just want to give these a light toast. Do not leave your stove during this process. That's how fast it goes. I mean, you can start to see that brown toasted coconut. And remember, your residual heat, so your pan's still hot. So you want to lift it off the heat and keep mixing. I don't want 100% of this all toasted out and brown. I like the color. So for me, this is good. Alright, so while that's in the oven, we're going to start for that glaze. So it's 1 cup, you guys have seen me do this before in other videos. It's 1 cup of powdered sugar, confectionery sugar. I like to do a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla in there. And then I start with 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. Alright, so we have our toasted coconut, we have our royal icing, and our school bread. Our school bread came out nice. I put holes into the center of that, and I'll show you why we're going to do that. We're going to need that later. So you got to let them cool for a good 25 minutes. Just going to give this quick mix. And all you're going to do is take your school bread, dip it down into the royal icing, not too much, let it spin off, and then into the toasted coconut. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to do this process a couple of times. Alright, into the royal icing. And then into the coconut. We'll move on to the next step. Alright, so now I just have custard. Basically it's like a vanilla pudding. And remember that hole? You can find that hole and just squeeze that custard as much as you can into there. And there you go, folks. That's your school bread. Alright, so I got the school bread. Let me give it a cut and see how that works. I feel like that guy in, what was it, Frozen, right? Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo. Let's see. Let's see, we'll do this together. Well, yeah, it filled in. Nice. Alright. Well, there's only one way to find out. Well, to everyone in Arendelle, or Norway. Oh. Tons of cinnamon flavor. You get that crunch with the coconut, the sweetness of that royal icing, and then the smoothness of the pudding. What can I say? I wouldn't let this go. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends, tell your friends. Till next time. Yoo-hoo.